the news.
Well, many thanks to you, Becky. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ibrahim Adra, and welcome to the news segment. The Nigerian military Saturday night repelled terrorist attack in Maiduguri. A statement by Director Defense Information says terrorists who in their disarray strayed into Bama, Ngom, Delwa and Mafa have now been effectively contained. The statement further says several weapons, arms and ammunition, including 2 armored vehicles and 2 artillery guns, as well as vehicles, have been captured. Another attack on Maiduguri in the early hours of Sunday was quickly contained, with the terrorists incurring massive casualty. The Director of Defense Information says the ongoing operations is in coordination with the Multinational Joint Task Force. Meanwhile, the 7th Division of the Nigerian Army, Maiduguri, has imposed restriction on vehicular movement in its area of operation. Vice President Namadi Sambo has launched the first phase of 2,564 vehicles to complement the existing logistics and equipment requirements of the Nigerian police. He said it is part of an ongoing effort of the federal government to improve security towards a safer Nigeria. Bonaventure Wodo has details.
The Vice President said that between 2010 and 2013, President Goodluck Jonathan has spent 125 billion naira for procurement of equipment of varying specification under the police reform program. This, he said, excludes capacity development of over 65,000 police officers.
This commissioning today is part of the implementation of the police reform program to provide security for the security of Nigerians. And we are very pleased today that Mr. President has successfully delivered this promise.
The Vice President reinstated that the federal government remains committed to free and fair elections.
We should abhor and condemn all forms of violence. The year 2015 is already here. It shall pass away, but Nigeria and Nigerians shall remain indivisible as one nation. Appeal to all political parties, politicians, their supporters and sympathizers across all known divides to eschew all forms of violence and unlawful acts, both in words and conduct, before and after the forthcoming general elections.
The Minister of Police Affairs called on the National Assembly to pass on the police reform bill, while the Inspector General of Police, Suleiman Abba, said the commissioning of the vehicles will strengthen police operational capacity.
On the provision of 1% of the federal, state, and local government share from the federation account for the reform program.
The most important aspect of the police responsibility in the election is the prevention of crime, ability to convey our men and officers to the polling units, patrolling the cities. Don't forget, even if the elections are holding, we still have to go on with our routine anti-crime activities. Having them certainly will directly impact on our preparations for the elections.
Chairman Police Service Commission Mike Okiru advised Nigerians not to embark on necessary travels as the election will be peaceful.
The security agencies, the INEC, are quite a task, and efforts are being made to ensure that the election is very free.
In Abuja, Bonaventure Wodo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Vice President Mohammed Namadi Sambo took his turn in the ongoing presidential and vice presidential debates, assuring Nigerians of a better deal if the present administration gets another mandate in the February 14th election. The Vice President says the achievement of the present administration, in which it added more than 4,000 megawatts to the national grid, will be much appreciated in the nation's industrial growth.
There is no doubt that in this country, people are already feeling the positive effect of this additional power generation in Nigeria. And the way and how we did this was to address the need to generate, to transmit, and to distribute. As I speak, we have added 10 new thermal power plants in Nigeria. 100% completed. Most of them are already injecting power, which is resulting to the increase of power that we have. We have constructed 3,500 kilometers of transmission lines in this country, mix of 132 and 330 lines, and associated substations. We have constructed about 295 injection substations and distribution lines in this country. And so by that, we have added infrastructure that will put in about 4,700 megawatts to the existing infrastructure that we have.
We'll bring you a detailed report in the course of subsequent bulletins. The 2015 Nigeria election debates kicked off with the vice presidential candidate of the African People Alliance, APA, who did not turn up. Candidates for Action Alliance, Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, Hope Democratic Party and People's Party of Nigeria participated in the session. Correspondent Joseph Orok was there.
There is no doubt that insecurity, unemployment, poverty and ignorance are critical factors militating against the rapid socio-economic and political developments of the country, Nigeria. These issues have been noted by politicians in their different campaigns across the country. The elections debate group therefore offers opportunity to key political actors to substantiate and prefer practical ways of addressing these problems to enable Nigerians make informed choices while casting their votes in the February elections. The candidates took turns to explain strategies their party will adopt to tackle corruption, unemployment, and incessant strikes by trade unions.
If voted into power, we would want to, my party and myself would want to go into private public partnership on the railways, where we have companies and large international organizations buying coaches with their logo and thereby creating employment for our youth.
If there is proper supervising and adequate implementation, the issue of corruption in public offices will not even come.
They also spoke on their party's policies on health, oil sector, and the provision of good road network.
We shall improve the facilities in all the federal hospitals.
People's Party of Nigeria, we said we're going to make provision to make sure that our youth, they have something doing. As you are graduating, you'll be getting job.
The vice presidential candidate of the African People Alliance, APA, sent in an excuse that she was not psychologically ready for the debates. Participants were presented with certificates of participation. Joseph Orok, NTA News.
Many thanks, Joseph. Now, still on the debate, the presidential campaign organization of the PDP says its presidential candidate is ready for the 2015 presidential debate. The media director of PDP campaign organization, Femi Fani-Kayode, stated this while answering questions from journalists in Abuja. He said the debate, which has been organized by a competent and neutral body, is expected to throw more light on critical issues of national importance.
We've already made our position very clear that Mr. President is ready, able and willing to participate in any debate organized by any group of people. We don't believe that we ought to shy away from the challenges and the rigors of a debate. After all, the Nigerian people have a right to know precisely what each candidate has to offer. The APC has said loud and clear that they will not participate in at least the debate that has been going on, which has been organized by Bonn. They have said that they will not participate in that, citing reasons which we believe are unacceptable and quite baseless. We've put the challenge to them, and I'll take this opportunity to put it to them again. We are prepared to participate in any debate. Even if they choose to organize the debate themselves, we will participate.
Femi Fani-Kayode of the PDP campaign organization. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has extended the deadline for the collection of permanent voters' card to Sunday, 8th February 2015. This supersedes earlier deadline of Saturday, 31st January 2015. A statement issued by INEC Chief Press Secretary Kayode Do indicates this is intended to give registered voters more time to collect their permanent voters card. The Commission called on duly registered persons to collect their cards before the expiration of the new deadline. The Commission reaffirms its determination to make the 2015 election credible. Still on politics, the All Congress APC presidential standard bearer, General Muhammadu Buhari, has promised to maximize potentials in agriculture and mining to create more jobs for youths if elected as president. General Buhari made the promise at the presidential campaign rally in Kwara State, held at the Metropolitan Square, Ilorin. Correspondent Femi Afariogun reports.
The presidential standard bearer of APC, General Muhammadu Buhari, said he is ready to tackle corruption and insurgency in the country if elected.
We believe it's to go back to the land that's farming, fishing, waterways, and then the infrastructure led by NEFA. When there is power, the entrepreneurs will be able to break even and employ more people and produce goods and services.
Leader of APC in Kwara State, Dr. Bukola Saraki, described General Buhari as a strong-willed man who has a high sense of patriotism and believe in the need to improve the quality of life of Nigerians. Kwara State Governor Alhaji Abdul Fattah Ahmed echoed that what the nation needs now is change, and that is what APC stands for. The Director General Buhari Campaign Organization, Governor Rotimi Amechi, and other chieftains took turn to address the crowd on how the Buhari Osibajo team plan to bring development to Nigeria. Earlier, the APC standard bearer, General Muhammadu Buhari, was at the palace of Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, to pay homage and ask for royal blessing. In Ilorin, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Governor Theodore Orji says his PDP-led government embarked on 300 billion naira Aba mega mall to further boost commerce and industry in commercial nerve center of the state, having provided peace and security in consonance with the cardinal objectives of President Goodluck Jonathan. Governor Orji spoke at the PDP Aba South Zonal Campaign flag-off at Aba Sports Stadium. The report is here presented.
Theodore Orji, who thanked the people of Abia South for the turnout, advised the people not to allow the chance given to them to produce the next governor of the state to elude them. The governor advised the people to vote for all PDP candidates, including Okeze Ikpeazu, describing him as a humble person that will take Abia State to a greater height.
This is your chance. If you miss this chance, it may not come to you again. I want you to recall that for many years, you have longed to be at the helm of affairs.
Also, the PDP governorship candidate, Okeze Ikpeazu, said with the level of security and other things provided by Governor Orji and the Jonathan administration, such as railway system, road rehabilitation and construction, he will further transform Abia.
I will defend them, I will protect them. Maloko, Maluju, Malamo, Malame.
Dr. Ikpeazu has since been handed the PDP party flag by Governor Orji.
We'll now go to Owerri in Imo State, where the people there have reiterated their resolve to enthrone PDP-led government in the state, as well as vote for President Jonathan in the February 14th elections. They made the promise during a campaign rally by the PDP standard bearer in the state, Emeka Ihedioha. Kingsley Ononu reports.
Chief Ihedioha, while addressing members and supporters of PDP in Owerri West and Owerri North, said apart from resuscitating technical education, he will also establish small-scale industries.
I want to assure you, when I become your governor, youth employment will be assured. I shall create an enabling environment.
Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha is well known to the people of Imo State.
That's a lot. You see, you can trust him. I recommend it to anybody, anywhere.
Emeka has been tested. He's a tested candidate.
The party's flags were presented to Chief Ihedioha and other candidates of the party vying for different elected positions in the area by the state chairman of the party, Chief Nnamdi Anyehe, in Owerri. Kingsley Ononiwu, NTA News.
The Nigerian Governors Forum, under the leadership of Governor Jonah Jang of Plateau State, has commended the federal government for the progress made so far and its education plan. In a statement released in Abuja and signed by the Secretary and Administrator of the Forum, Earl Osaronaiwu, the forum noted that the 12 federal universities, 125 Almajiri schools, the back-to-school special vocational schools and the special girls schools program have been largely successful at improving enrollment and bringing education to Nigerians. The forum also eulogized President Goodluck Jonathan's passion for education and the national spread of these educational programs, which has complemented the efforts of the governors in their various states. The statement added that the governors would continue to complement the efforts of the federal government to ensure the average Nigeria will continue to experience the positive changes that democratic rule has brought to Nigeria since 1999. Meantime, the Progressives Governors Forum has expressed its support for a successful conduct of a free and fair election this month. And these were the views of members as they met in Abuja to strategize ahead of the polls. Correspondent Abdullahi Garubenenkudu reports.
Less than 2 weeks to the February 14th Presidential and National Assembly election, the Progressives Governors Forum members say they have to meet to strategize. For the chairman of the forum, Governor Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, the arrangements for the election is commendable, but there is need for a public holiday for all Nigerians to collect their permanent voter cards.
But the issue we have to look at is the issue of the card reader. INEC should come up with a firm promise that this card reader will work.
As we have so far so well, it will be largely peaceful, and that is very important.
Very good meeting, discussing national issues, preparations for elections, and we're good.
Need for us to come together to work for the peace of the country and also ensure the success of the...
Others express high spirit on the election.
We hope that the elections will be conducted peacefully and it will be a cause for all Nigerians to celebrate.
The second part of the meeting continues at the Presidential Campaign Council office in Abuja. Abdullahi Garubenenkudu, NTA News.
From politics now to other matters. The wife of the Vice President, Hajia Amina Namadi Sambo, has urged Muslim women to pay more attention to their children to reverse the rising trend of immorality, violence and crime in the society. The wife of the Vice President was speaking at the 2015 World Hijab Day celebration here in Abuja.
Muslim women across the world celebrate the 12th of every February as World Hijab Day. Nigerian Muslim women are marking the day for the second time, having started last year under the coalition of Nigerian Muslim women. The wife of the Vice President, Hajia Amina Namadi Sambo, was the special guest at this year's occasion, used the opportunity to call for unity, peace and tolerance. She noted that it is not enough to dress decently and moderately, but also necessary to be steadfast and persevere in all endeavors.
Modesty is an integral component of several world religions, particularly in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It is not Islam that invented modesty or hijab. It existed in the laws of religions that came before Islam.
The guest lecturer, Professor Muhammad Bello Uthman, and other speakers who dwelt on the theme, "My God-given right, my symbol for good, not evil," said the use of hijab is a divine command that must be obeyed by women of faith. They, however, noted recent incidents where hijab is being used by evil people to commit heinous crimes, and they say that should not negate the essence of hijab in Islamic faith. The event featured display of hijab knowledge and its significance in Islam by pupils and students of some schools in the FCT. 8 Muslim women were presented with awards for consistently observing the use of hijab in their respective fields of endeavor. In Abuja, Musbah and Wahab, NC News.
The 5th Congregational Meeting of the National Teachers Institute, NTI, has taken place in Kaduna, with issues such as staff housing scheme through public-private partnership dominating discussions. The forum brought together members of staff from across the 36 states and the FCT to proffer solutions to challenges confronting the institute. Musbao Dan Wahab reports.
The annual NTI congregational meeting seeks to articulate achievements and discuss issues affecting the institute so as to break new grounds. NTI's Director General, Dr. Aminu Ladan Shariu, disclosed that through resolutions from previous meetings, great impact was made in 2014. He said the staff housing scheme through PPP is a direct outcome of this meeting. Through the initiative, staff are to receive allocation of their housing in 6 months and plans to establish a microfinance bank at the NTI headquarters in Kaduna have reached an advanced stage. Other achievements made from the resolutions include the monitoring of contact sessions, conduct of marking, processing and release of examination results, as well as conduct of the MDG's 33% increase in monthly pensions payment of 5 months arrears to pensioners, and the 2014 promotion exercise.
We are here to appraise our strengths and also note areas of weaknesses in order to properly position for better performance in the new year, that is 2015.
The Institute also carried out its 2013 promotion exercise, introduced new centers for consultancy, capacity building for teachers, construction of a fire station, as well as the construction of computer laboratories in the 36 states, with 20 states already completed, and facilitators workshop for newly introduced programs. Musbao Dan Wahab, NTA News.
The quantum leap in access and improved quality of education within the 4 years of President Jonathan's administration surpasses those of 2 decades. The Minister of Education, Malam Ibrahim Shekaru, said this at a media briefing here in Abuja. Edino Justice reports.
The forum provided an opportunity for chief executives in the education sector to brief journalists in a relaxed atmosphere the achievement of the ministry since 2011. The minister, Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, who gave details of the achievements within the period under review, emphasized that the ministry, in line with the president's transformation agenda, has enhanced education in Nigeria in many ways. He listed some to include increased capacity carrying of tertiary institutions, introduction of new programs, increased funding, effective teacher education, and the introduction of innovation to support manpower development.
As many as 100 innovation enterprise institutions were licensed to support government efforts in the quality provision of technical and vocational education and manufacturing.
When we do this in the states and through the state governments, many of the state governments do not acknowledge them, do not even tell their people.
The high point was the presentation of the ministry's publication, the facts and the figures to the media executives and their correspondents, noting that what the ministry had achieved could not be explained at a sitting. Edina Justice, NTA News.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, says its strategic plan for 2015 is to sustain the transformation of the college in spite of the dwindling revenue from the federal government. This the college plans to do by adopting aggressive and creative methods of improving internally generated revenue. The Jido reports that ASCON's Director General, Ajibade Peters, disclosed this at the college's Top Management Advisory Committee retreat in Badagry, Lagos.
The retreat is a platform for ASCON's top management and governing board members to brainstorm on ways of sustaining the college's programs and facilities in the face of dwindling subvention from the federal government. Chairman ASCON Governing Board told the participants that the financing pattern in the country at the moment requires creativity by the college management to survive and improve ASCON services while raising internally generated revenue.
There is need to review things by way of cutting our coat according to our size.
The Director General identified critical areas of interest to include a review of the college expenditure pattern and policy.
We are determined to move into the private sector to see what we can do about revamping them. We have the small and medium enterprises, and I make bold again to say that ASCON is the first institution in this country to cater really for the small and medium enterprises.
It's like a self-assessment exercise
where you look at yourself and say, where am I? Where am I going to?
A strategic plan that will guide the college's activities in 2015 and beyond is expected to emerge at the 3-day retreat. In Tokpo, Badagry, Dejido, NTA News.
Members of the Law Officers Association of Nigeria and the Federal Ministry of Justice will begin a 3-day warning strike on Monday, the 2nd of February, after the expiration of the 21 days ultimatum it gave to the government, which did not yield any positive response. Addressing the media in Abuja this evening, the union says it is demanding for the implementation of the circular on harmonization and payment of peculiar allowances issued since 1994.
It's the only professional group in the public service with the lowest salary structure, while the condition of service of other professional groups have continued to be improved upon by the federal and state government.
At the moment, we think that the 3 days warning strike is a major sacrifice born out of our collective resolve to put the issue of harmonization and payment of peculiar allowances behind us.
Now, the leadership of the union says it is open to dialogue in resolving the matter. Sports is next. Flying Eagles are champions of Glow Super 4 Invitational as Novak Djokovic takes first Grand Slam title of the season. All the details with Amanzi Marcus. We seem to be having a problem running Amanzi's report. We're now. Okay, I'm being told it's ready now, so let's have Amanzi's report.
The Globe Premier League Super 4 Invitational reached its climax on Sunday night at the Abuja National Stadium, with the best saved for last. In the 15th match of the competition, the Dream Team, the National Under-23 side, drew 3-3, with the National Under-20 side, the Flying Eagles.
And that ball brought across. Ogene Karetebo was in the right place at the right time again, and he punched that one in to put his side in the lead one more time. 3-2 it was at this stage from Ogene Karetebo. The Dream Team lead 3-2 against the Flying Eagles. And Eagles came charging right back, and what a way to finish activities here. What a header there by Chidera Eze. Another look at that is quite in order, a diving header.
The Flying Eagles are winners with 13 points, followed by the Dream Team with 9 points, while Kano Pillars, the league defending champions, are third with 7 points. Representatives of 156 clubs in the 3 tiers of the Nigerian Nationwide League weekend attended their 2014 annual general meeting in Abuja. Chairman of the league, Ahmed Kawu, congratulated stakeholders for concluding all matches last season with only 1 petition, compared to the high number of petitions in the past years. Emmanuel Ipeme, who represented the Nigeria Football Federation, gave each of the 156 clubs 2 balls from FIFA, adding that the federation is working hard to improve the fortunes of the domestic league, which feeds the national teams. Meanwhile, the curtains were on Sunday drawn in the first Grand Slam of the season, where the Serbian Novak Djokovic defeated Great Britain's Andy Murray to earn his 5th Australian Open title and his 8th Grand Slam victory. He won in 4 sets, 7-6, 6-7, 6-3, 6-love, in 3 hours 39 minutes to become the second man to win 5 or more Australian Open titles in Melbourne. With Sports News Update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
And with that, we conclude the news segment. Becky is right back with Newsline after these messages. Good evening.
From the north to the south, from the east to the west, there's a sound all around, a mighty voice to be heard. Everybody's crying out. Can you hear the mighty shout? It's a call from the fatherland for the man who is right. Good luck, your nation.
Officer, well done. How far?
Oga, can you identify yourself, please?
Boss, I've been over my house far from here, bro.
Oga, now your idea ask for no answer story.
Boss, cool down now. Don't look my face. Don't say I be star.
Oh yeah, Oga, make the go station. When you reach there, you call them for us, make them bring your ID.
You don't buy some like.
Me too, now star. Oh yeah, start this car.
Bro, see, if you go online, you go see plenty of my videos. You go know say I know the lie. I will tell you.
Oh yeah, take this phone. Show me your video. Oga, you be like you don't follow me play.
I don't follow you play, bros. Now bad network.
Oh yeah, start this car.
Cool down. Don't use my own phone. Sam,
Stay ahead. Upgrade to Glow Mobile Broadband. High-speed internet for everyone. Now you can triple your data value with every pack for 2,000 Naira. Get 4.5 gigabytes for only 2,500 Naira and a whopping 24 gigabytes for just 8,000 Naira.
People's Democratic Party is the winning party in good governance and leadership, with many years of outstanding excellence and performance in infrastructural development, education, healthcare, youth empowerment, industrialization, and the overall economic development at the national, state, and local government levels. For presidency, Senate, governorship, House of Representatives, and the State House of Assembly, vote PDP in the forthcoming elections.
PDP! Power to the people!
A tribe that rules has solid rules.
Rule number 1, friends stay close. Friends in the tribe, stay closer. Feel me?
Rule number 2, in the tribe, you always know what's up with Facebook, WhatsApp, BB, and Twitter. Guess what? It's free.
Rule number 3, there are no rules with SMS. It's endless. Yes, boss.
Rule number 4, enjoy very long conversations with that special someone.
Enjoy endless connections to your friends in Airtel Tribe with free calls, free WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, and BBM. You also enjoy up to 200% bonus on your recharges to call all networks. Migrate now by dialing *312# and start a live with endless connections. Airtel Tribe.
The competition will be fierce. Today's breed of insect is super fast.
Let the game begin.
Come on, pick up the pace.
You can't catch me. No way.
Baygon effectively kills both flying and crawling insects in your home. It's our fastest multi-insect killer formula available.
Oh, we've lost this race.
Baygon!
Step up to fast-killing Baygon multi-insect killer. Kills insects dead. Protects your family. SC Johnson.
I am going to do things I have never done before.
To subscribe to any of the Better Me bundles, or download my 2015 app, dial *123*4#. Data charges apply on app usage.
MTN, everywhere you go. Glad to have you back. In the course of our daily existence, we acquire habits which sometimes get out of hand. When we allow them become excessive or out of control, they are termed addictions. A new wave of addiction, knowingly or unknowingly, is sweeping across the world. What is it? Hold your breath as this report x-rays the issues and also examines where we are headed with this new wave of addiction. Upon introduction, text messages and calls were all the GSM offered. Later came Facebook and Twitter. Then recently, Instagram and Pinterest. Now there are blogs, Tumblr, and online newspapers. Let's not ignore the all-knowing Google, the all-seeing YouTube, ebooks, Wikipedia. It goes on and on. Did I forget to add WhatsApp and good old emailing system?
They don't really have time to read their books. Instead, they handle their phone mostly. Even when there is nothing doing, they play games.
Their husband might be telling them important things and they're like, honey, I'm coming, still chatting. So it's going to have a negative effect in the home.
With this heap of social media platforms, the user is always busy with endless streams of messages needing feedbacks. What is a typical day like for a smartphone or iPad owner?
24 hours, it keeps you in contact with your family and friends. 24 hours, it keeps you in tune with what's happening around you and around the world. And it also gives you a means of participating in every form of conversation that is going on.
We are now so addicted with our phones that we can't even do without it.
I have the phone with me all the time. I may not sleep early.
Have you heard that joke about waking up to reach out first for the love of your life, who turns out to be your smartphone? If you can relate to this joke in reality, then you probably are addicted. There are indeed clinical symptoms.
So you have the carpal tunnel syndrome, and it's a kind of a medical condition. The hand is the palm. There's a nerve that supplies the surface of the hand, which is the palmar surface of the hand. The median nerve is being compressed by the tunnel that's around the wrist. So you see that the continuous use of the internet can actually cause that syndrome. Then we see people having dry eyes because of the constant stare at a particular screen. We also see people having backache, a lot of issues with obesity because they are kind of living a sedentary lifestyle.
Can users imagine taking a break for a day or two from their internet devices?
God, let it not happen.
Amen.
Let it not happen.
Even midnight, I won't use my phone because I receive calls both within and outside the country.
For those who are genuinely bothered about addiction to cyberspace, here are ways to get better.
It's a jet age, a technology age, but you have to make them see that there's a problem, and going through the cognitive behavioral therapy can actually help in curbing that habit.
Another ironic tip is to research on the internet on how to beat its own addiction, hoping that it won't draw us further in. And it's scary how cyberspace is stealing our lives. It's also very amusing that when there's an argument, quiet only suggest Google it. We need to pull internet devices and see the real world again. Moving on, in developed world, this practice is a non-issue. The people are ever ready and willing to donate or will these objects while alive or before they die. In Nigeria, this practice is still very alien in spite of the growing demand of some of these objects, which can be life-saving. Annie Daniels' curiosity on why Nigerians shy away from this practice took her to the streets and to those who should know.
Organ transplantation is the transfer of an organ or tissue from one part of the body, human or animal, to another. The essence is usually to replace a damaged or failing organ. While these transplants can be life-saving, there are rules guiding their donation. The World Health Organization states that a donor must have been clinically pronounced dead before his or her life-sustaining organ can be transplanted. What's more, the donor before death or a family member must give the consent. Another vital rule is that no living person must be killed for the purpose of organ transplant. The practice of voluntary organ donation for transplant is still very alien to the majority of Nigerians. That explains why the dead are buried in their hundreds with vital organs intact, regardless of the fact that such organs can make a huge difference to the well-being of others.
Traditionally, it's a taboo for Yoruba people. In Yoruba land, they believe in reincarnation. That when you give someone your eyes, if you are be able to come back, you come back without anything. For me, I can't give someone my eyes.
When God give me, as they give me, He give me say, when I die, so make the carry and come. Wherever for him.
If they can give me money, like 2 million upward, I can donate. My family member who are still alive, they will use it.
Yes, I can donate an organ to someone, but it has to be someone I love and care so much about.
If at the point of death, I'm not going to make use of them for anything,
if my giving it out will make a life to live, while me I'm not living, I will gladly do that.
With some respondents citing religion, tradition, and superstition as reasons for not accepting the idea of organ donation, NewsLine approached some religious leaders to know their take on the issue.
There's nowhere only Quran that Allah mentioned is to give any other person liver or kidney to survive for any other person to live.
I believe that taking away fear, taking away sentiments, it is proper, it's scriptural to help other people by donating part of our body for their survival.
Dunobi Ora is a medical practitioner. She throws more light on the importance of organ donation.
You have given life to another person, like a life giver. If you can donate any part of your body and the person is alive. And even before you die, we decide, like those of us that pass through the colleges of medicine, we see human brains that have been preserved. It helps us to study.
This sounds very good to the ears, but it remains to be seen how soon Nigerians will accept to donate the organs of their loved ones who have passed on.
The idea of organ donation will take some getting used to. More sensitization should get us there. Please listen to this. Shelter is one of the basic needs of man. The quest to meet this need in some of the big cities in the country has made many prospective tenants fall into wrong hands and eventually get swindled. Money lost in some of these bad deals in Lagos, Nusa Osula says, runs into hundreds of millions of naira in the last 3 years.
Housing has always been a critical issue in Lagos. Accommodation seekers in Lagos are more vulnerable to the whims and caprices of estate agents for obvious reasons. If presented with a choice, many would rather keep estate agents at arm's length based on the growing number of stories of fraudulent characters in the line of business.
For my own apartment, I have not less than 10 people, just one apartment. And I pay 300,000 naira to balance them 50,000 naira in that same apartment. The man gave every one of us dates to come and stay there. We got here, we found that my own apartment, I discovered that we are up to 25 people. I gave this man 150,000 naira. And I gave me receipt. On the 27th of October, I also gave him 50,000 balance. That is 200,000. This is my receipt. I'm a widow, I don't have a husband. No. Let this man to return my money.
Adisa Olanriwaju, an estate agent, has been arraigned in court for allegedly duping no fewer than 100 prospective tenants who approached him for accommodation. Legal practitioners have said that people capitalize on the housing deficit in Lagos to embrace fraudulent practices and also advise residents to be vigilant before doing business with estate agents in order to avoid being duped.
You know, most of the time, the one tenants are looking for house, they don't really find out the real owner of the house. Some of them pay to the wrong people. You have to really find out whether the agent actually has the authority or the power to let out the house in question.
There's no other thing they can do than to go to court. In the first place, it's no longer a civil matter. Fraud is involved now.
The Lagos State government advised residents to contact the Ministry of Housing to ascertain the authenticity of estate agents they patronize to avoid falling into wrong hands.
And just to add, it is wise to ensure that you get a reputable estate agency before you part with your rent. Cases like this can be avoided if we double check. Hope you are enjoying your time with us this Sunday as we take our first break. Please don't touch that dial. Still on our line are a city in West Africa that has never experienced war in comparison to a village which would have been on the world map but now abandoned. We'll be right back.
I believe. I have faith.
We're building a new Nigeria.
Are on the right path.
The path to progress. So, let's move forward.
Not backward.
Not backward.
On February 14th, we will move forward together.
Let's stay on the path.
Pentecost
Apostle Fellowship of Nigeria presents her 13th National Biennial Conference. Theme, In the Power of a Spirit. Date, 4th to 6th of February 2015. Venue, Trem International Headquarters, Bagada Antonio K, Lagos. Come for explosive impartation, anointed messages and times of refreshing. Speakers, Reverend Dr. Felix Omobude, Pastor Ayo Orisha-Jafo, Dr. Maurice Serrello, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, Bishop Mike Okonkwo, Reverend Dr. Umo Pai, Reverend Dr. Mercy Ezekiel, Pastor Paul Adefarasin, Reverend Felix Medoye, and many other anointed men of God. Admission is free. Jesus is Lord.
Hi, my name is Ayomide, and here is how to use OLX safely. Always buy items close to you. You can do this by clicking on filters and selecting your location. Always see items before you pay for them and test them to make sure they meet your expectations. Buyers and sellers should always meet in a public place at daytime, and if possible, do not go alone. Go with a friend. You can access the OLX platform in 3 ways: by downloading the app on your Android device from the Google Play Store, or on web at www.olx.com.ng, or on mobile at m.olx.com.ng if you are in Nigeria. Remember, you can contact the OLX customer service in Nigeria by calling 0700 call OLX, or send a mail to support-ng@olx.com.
Why do you shave with Big One razor?
Because it's hygienic.
Thanks to it, I look good every day. It's always convenient.
It gives me a close shave, just the way I like it.
It has everything to please, just like me.
Because it's simply a good razor at a good price.
Big One razor, so unique, so many reasons to love it.
Everybody feel the groove, oh yeah. Everything is better. I say the taste the feeling of apple La Casera.
Get the apple fizz.
Can you remember as a child when you fell and hurt your knee? Your mum was always there to soothe the pain. Can you remember how she lovingly packed your school lunch and proudly stood waving at the door? Can you remember watching how dutifully your mum would stand over the stove and cook your family's favorite meal with a smile on her face? Can you remember when she prepared your favorite meal with bua pasta? Nothing has changed with bua pasta today, as it's still made the same way Mum always knew, because it's made from the finest wheat and packed with nature's goodness. So share the goodness of bua pasta with your family. Bua pasta, nothing but nature's goodness.
Thanks for being there. With about 2 weeks to the presidential elections, Nigerians and the South-South PDP are putting their money where their mouth is. This was seen at a fundraising dinner put together to support President Goodluck Jonathan. The event was also to highlight the achievements of the administration of Mr. President. Bilkisu Abdurazak Udoye reports that video clips of President Jonathan's achievements and a comedy played key roles at the event.
Young man, hands up. See how you are there now. To tell you that that seat is not an easy one. 80-year-old man. One type of seat.
That is Nollywood actor Charles Ewuru mixing comedy with a blend of motivational speech on why President Goodluck Jonathan deserves to be re-elected. Nigeria's ambassador to the Republic of Ireland and Iceland, Dr. Elizabeth Boleri-Ketebo, informed the diasporas that though they do not have voting rights, the influence they wield within their families and communities is phenomenal and should be used to mobilize and support President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
In Nigeria, when you make your phone calls, you have to make convincing speeches to your relations, to friends, associates, and move them to turn out en masse to vote for Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Coordinator of the fundraising and dinner, Efe Edopa, said the aim is not only to raise funds, but to sensitize diasporas on the power they have to influence voting in Nigeria.
The campaigns are kicking off from Dublin in Ireland. And from here we're going to London. From London we're going to Paris. From Paris we're going to Holland and end up in New York City.
Guests shared their impressions of the event.
Very good event. It's well attended.
About 105,000 euros was realized and counting, as some unannounced pledges from Nigeria are still being expected.
Only a few weeks ago, Nigerians got a surprise package, though envisaged government's reduction of the pump price of petrol by 10 naira per litre was regarded by many as a good sign. Now it was a turn of kerosene. Getting it at the correct price, quantity and quality, and eliminating the arbitrary system in its distribution is what energy correspondent Hawa Saliu Adama says is the new thinking.
Product which has the majority of Nigerians as beneficiaries is kerosene. Like petrol, kerosene in the last few years has been a subject of great concern, with many expressing dismay at not just the price, which though deregulated but currently being subsidized by federal government, yet goes as high as 140 to 180 naira per litre, but the quality and quantity available to end users. Through its Kero Correct scheme currently being launched across the country, middlemen who make it difficult for the end users to enjoy the subsidy on the product are cut off. The scheme was first launched in Abuja.
With this flag off, the sales of kerosene at the correct price, correct quantity has started nationwide. So it is effective from this moment nationwide. It will be available in all our mega stations, affiliate stations across the country.
A total of 1,500 trucks of kerosene are to be distributed across the country, with each consumer entitled to at least 25 litres of the product. Respondents captured in this package are drawn from 3 states of Lagos, Kebbi and Kwara.
In the house now, they came to call me that they are selling kerosene. I said, I used to use, since kerosene is very costly, I used to use charcoal. I am no more using kerosene. They said, no, this is another different thing that is happening now, that I should run and go and buy kerosene. I said, where? They said in NPC that is near our house. I'm living very close here, so I have to rush. I thought they are joking. So when I came here, I was very happy.
For kerosene to and fro, from Ikotun bus stop to Idimu. We have been looking for the kerosene, and it was really happy coming to NNPC and seeing it for 15 naira. We are really happy about it. But the key is so much. I'm
very happy, and I'm happy about the sales too. And
past 1 year, my children have been buying at 120, 130 per a litre in the distance. At times, if you watch, the people who have come here are free. Most people who have gone to work, they won't have the opportunity to buy here, so they will always go to buy at the independent marketers at 120 per litre.
Make them they bring come here for NNPC every time, because their own is very cheap past the other filling station, or to assist us for other filling station also to be letting it be cheap as like this.
All the 524 NNPC retail mega, floating mega and affiliate stations spread across the country are expected to be covered by the Kero Correct scheme.
Next up, a number of West African economies have been adversely affected by civil wars. The outbreak of the Ebola disease has further compounded the growth of these economies. Cordelia Okwoma, however, tells us that there is one ECOWAS city where the effects of the war has not done much damage. Abidjan is a city untouched by war.
From the skyline of the plateau, the central business district of Abidjan, to downtown areas, Cote d'Ivoire's economic capital, Abidjan, is a clear example of a city that came out of a civil strife barely 2 years ago, but is on the path of growth, as if nothing happened. The ever-bustling city boasts of good roads and a number of flyovers still under construction by President Alassane Ouattara, who took over from Laurent Gbagbo.
There is a revolution in that aspect. You can see a lot of roads are being rehabilitated.
Indeed, Abidjan is probably the only West African city where electricity is on 24/7, a possible reason it is a tourist delight. This is Marché de Trècheville, a very popular market in the heart of Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. This market is quite popular for a number of tourist items, including trinkets, clothing materials, and artifacts.
Je suis nouveau. It says that this place is popular because it's at the center of the town. Yeah, because you can see the plateau.
Nigerians have a number of investments in all sectors, from the hospitality industry, import and export, to petty trading in the markets. And they say business is good, but the taxes are high.
Most of their money, they get it from tax. So here, really, we are paying tax to the zero level.
A trip to Abidjan is not complete without a visit to one of the numerous Nigerian restaurants around town, just like the one in Okuzu's restaurant, where even non-Nigerians relish different traditional dishes.
Moving on, he held sway from the mid-40s to the 90s when he yielded to the cold hands of death. He founded the first professional theatre company in Nigeria. He has been described as a doyen of traditional Nigerian drama and was among the forefathers of Nollywood. His dream of revolution, the Nigerian film, revolutionizing the Nigerian movie industry, gave birth to a film village in his hometown. 25 years after his death, NewsLine dispatched Yemi Dalemo to find out what has become of this village. He says seeing is believing.
That's one voice of a musician that resonated loud and clear around 50s to 80s and part of the 90s. The voice of Chief Hubert Ogunde, a playwright, theatre director, musician and actor. Some of his popular and evergreen works are Aye, Jaye Simi, Anyomo, Otito Koro, Arokmeni Teniyo, Yoruba Ronu, and many more. He founded the Ogunde Concert Party in 1945, the first professional theatrical company in Nigeria, which shot him into the limelight. He composed more than 40 operas in Yoruba. During his lifetime, Hubert Ogunde created a film village at Odo Alere, few kilometers away from Ososa, Ijebu, in Ogun State. The village provided the ideal location for the production of many of the award-winning films watched in cinema houses in the good old days. NewsLine gathered that the last film of the late playwright was produced in the village in 1988. This large expanse of land, overtaken by weeds and reptiles, used to house different structures built with mud and covered with bamboo trees. They depicted real African settings of some of his movies.
The first film we produced here was Arokmeni Teniyo. After that, we did Anyomo, but after his death, nothing happened here in the film village. As the place is now, I'm not happy. If our government can come to our aid and make this place a tourist center, we will be happy. If the government can take short steps, it will be to the glory of Ogun State and Nigeria as a whole.
The village is also littered with relics of his tools of trade. Of particular interest is this specially built aeroplane that we are told produced the sound of a wild wind. The state of the film village is not lost on the members of Ogunde Theatre Group. in the traditional ruler.
It would be my greatest joy if either government or private organization were to come and get involved in the Ogunde Film Village, because it will bring a lot of development, not just to Nollywood itself, to this area, but to the Nigeria tourism world.
Ogunde Film Village should be resuscitated. Such historic place must stand proud for posterity. All too soon, another break beckons. Are you one of those influenced by daily predictions? And another reminder of this great human rights activist who made a little phrase evergreen the world over. Bet you can't guess right what's in store for you. So just sit pretty until we come back.
I beg all fellow Nigerians, help me appeal to the head of state. If our mother is killed, there will be no other hope for us in the world.
Gloria Iyama, just 11. She and her sister Patience, 2 daughters from a proud, hard-working woman of Nigeria. A single mother, Gladys Iyama, taken from her daughters too soon.
Please, Daddy Buhari, please.
Unfairly tried by General Buhari, heartlessly put to death. 2 girls orphaned by a man who knows no mercy. General Buhari took their mother, took her voice. Make your voice heard. On February 14th, vote no to dictatorship. No to the man who shows no mercy. Vote for justice and compassion. Vote Good Luck Ebele Jonathan.
We celebrate greatness today. Akpabio, Dangote, Man of the Year. 20 years from now, they will be receiving Lifetime Achievement Awards. We need to document it. Chief Shonaka, Kingsway Stores, the most amazing supermarket chain in all of Nigeria, collapsed. There is no documented evidence as to why that happened. So business schools can read about why Kingsway Stores collapsed. Chief Shonaka, you owe it to us to let us know what happened to Kingsway Stores.
Vote Ben Bruce for Senate 2015. Vote Green. Let there be light.
Honorable Minister of Power, on behalf of the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN, in collaboration with the United States Energy Association, invites all distribution utility stakeholders to the regional workshop sponsored by the United States of America under President Barack Obama's Power Africa initiative on metering, billing, and loss reduction for distribution utilities from 2nd to 5th February 2015 at NAPTIN Regional Training Center, Agangba, Surulere, Lagos. Registration starts by 8 a.m. and strictly by invitation. Also, the Snyder Domestic Installation Training Laboratory for house wiring and motor installation will be commissioned by the Honorable Minister of Power or NAPTIN Management. Announcer.
The Chief Servant of Niger State, Dr. Mazu Babangida Adiyu, CON, Talbamina, so Denkin Nupe, Na Isang Kwantogura, in collaboration with the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and all the good people of Niger State, warmly welcome our dear President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, Jamilu May Nasara, and his campaign train to the Power State on the occasion of the presidential campaign rally on Tuesday, 3rd of February 2015, at the Trade Fair Complex, Shango, Mina, at 10 a.m. Mr. President, we appreciate your unprecedented transformation. Every sector has greatly improved. Nigerians, particularly Nigerites, have never had it this good. Thank you, Ensign Mudazua. PDP, power to the people.
The Federal Ministry of Aviation launches Aviation Commits, an initiative that embodies the pledge to higher service standards in the aviation sector in Nigeria.
Dates Tuesday, 3rd February 2015.
Venue Oriental Hotel, BI Lagos. Time 11 a.m. Special guest of honor, Architect Mohammed Amadi Sambu, GCON, Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Host Chief Osita Chidoka, OFR NDOM, the Honorable Minister of Aviation.
Announcer Alhaji Mohammed Abbas, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Aviation.
Good luck, Jonathan. Good luck, Jonathan. He's a man with ability.
Very good accountability, leader with integrity. Making life better for you and me, hey. Good luck, Jonathan, now the man, yeah. Oh yeah, join us, make you see how the power to the
Good luck, Ebele Jonathan.
A continent on the move needs a bank on the move. Are continually evolving to deliver greater speed, superior value, and ever more efficient, more responsible solutions. And by connecting entrepreneurs with opportunities globally, Axis Bank is transforming lives and businesses across Africa and beyond. Get on board. Let's take tomorrow. Axis Bank. Speed, service, security.
Welcome back. The tempo of business activities in the commercial city of Aba received a boost with the sighting of a new ultra-modern brewery by Nigerian Breweries PLC. Linda Uswala reports that the brewery was commissioned by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment on behalf of Mr. President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Commissioning the ultra-modern Aba brewery, President Goodluck Jonathan, represented by Dr. Aganga, said it is another milestone in Aba as it will continue to cause growth and create employment to the teeming youth.
Nigerian Breweries has demonstrated its unshakable resolve to our national development.
The state governor, Chief Theodore Orji, commended NBPLC for their giant growth in Aba as well as creating employment for the youths.
It's a clear testimony of a perfect partnership between government and the private sector.
Chairman NBPLC Chief Kola Jemudu and the Managing Director Nicholas Valverde said the project costs 18 billion naira, emphasizing that NBPLC as at today is the most capitalized in the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
A project that reflects an investor's old confidence, not only in Abia State, but in Nigeria, to showcase another example of Nigerian Breweries PLC long-standing and continuing commitment to winning with Nigeria, with our investments, our footprint, our people, and our socio-economic impact.
The brewery manager Aba, Ukeje Udaya, and the Abia State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Ezinne Ngozi Orji, commended the state government for creating an enabling environment for the company.
It signifies development. It signifies the good things the future portends.
Our youths, our girls are going to have more work as they have been doing. It will help us in our unemployment situation.
Highlights of the event were the commissioning of the ultra-modern Aba brewery and planting of trees. Traditional rulers were present during the occasion, while traditional dances thrilled the audience.
While many Nigerians see them as scraps and of no use or economic value, some other ingenious Nigerians see the money-spinning aspects of the scraps. Sadatu Kofa examines the benefits of this big venture, which is now referred to as waste to wealth.
Waste to wealth is the process of converting wasteful materials such as metals or plastic into refinable products. The waste to wealth business has proven to offer employment for most restive youths, going by the present economic reality in the country. In Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, Not less than over 2,000 youths of different age brackets are self-employed as a result of the business. The trade, according to investigation, has existed in Lafia for over 2 decades, with ready markets in Lagos, Sokoto, Port Harcourt and other parts of the country. Chairman of the Scrap Traders Association Lafia branch, Mohammed Oho, said the materials are mainly sourced from accidented cars, motorcycles and other metallic objects, including household items, with youths as major suppliers. He said the association's challenge include lack of grant or loan to expand the business, inadequate space, encouragement and support from development partners.
We that we are dealing in this business, some of us are not dealing scrap before, but they have come and joined us. They are now doing well. Most of them, they travel to Saudi, they build houses, and we have children who they use this business to pay their school fees, to earn their living.
Acting Managing Director, Nusra Investment and Property Development Company, Ahmed Idris, said the company is willing to partner any growing venture for it to flourish.
The role of government will be purely on creating a enabling environment for these small industrialists to flourish in the state.
It is expected that most youths will embrace the trade to bridge the gap between the employed and unemployed.
Recycling is the way to go, so let's go there. That was an eye-opener. Thanks for that. Unbelievable as it may sound, it has, however, been established that millions of people the world over are slaves to these predictions and are guided by them. Though mystical, they predict the fortunes, character, traits and lives of individuals born within a period of time. Imeodori wonders to what extent people are still hooked to this practice.
Have characterized human nature and traits into 12 different zodiac signs. They are tailored after the 12 months of the year. The signs depend on the time, date, and location of a person's birth. For instance, an individual born between December 22nd and January 19th is said to be Capricorn, and the zodiac sign is depicted with sea goats. Others are Leo, Libra, Pisces, Aquarius, and Virgo, among others. Our investigations show that an average man on the streets today cannot care less about any sign attached to his birth.
I don't think I have any idea about mine.
But you know the month you were born?
Yes.
Unlike in some time past, when some Nigerians rely heavily on the daily predictions of the horoscope, published in many newspapers, which attracted a lot of readership.
They will tell you, today this is what you are going to see. That's if you believe in it, and if you look at it very well, it will actually happen like that.
Fortunately, there are still a few who have more than a thing or two to say about their horoscope.
Tyrus, and we have good qualities, except for the fact that I read that we are stubborn. So I think it's a good sign because we're very, very caring, lovable.
Harris, I'm kind and gentle, and I'm a go-getter.
You see some features that you have and the other person really have. Like I have a cousin, we behave almost the same way. We have the same likes, the same dislikes.
Aquarius people are people who have temperament. They have this temperament, and they're good leaders.
Taurus people they are all about arguments. The argumentators.
For those who are even aware of this age-long practice, many can no longer be bothered about those predictions.
They can forecast, but it depends on you as an individual, what you make out of your life.
And true to the law of demand and supply, the horoscope page has equally disappeared from many of the daily newspapers. However, are there spiritual implications to this mystical belief?
It is very unbiblical, believing in stars, predictions of men.
A man's destiny is ordained by God, not by star.
Just for information purpose, Are you aware that your pets also have zodiac signs? Surprised? Wait for it. They are same as that of human.
Well, I don't know, but you have a right to your belief, whatever floats your boat. As long as it's not illegal, then it's cool. How time flies when you're having fun, but it's been fun all the way. Like they say, all good things must come to an end. However, before today's edition of Newsline comes to an end, watch out for the touching story of an ex-boxer and a new game that docks in Nigeria. Catch you on the other side of our last break.
Hi, my name is Ayomide, and here is how to use OLX safely. Always buy items close to you. You can do this by clicking on filters and selecting your location. Always see items before you pay for them and test them to make sure they meet your expectations. Buyers and sellers should always meet in a public place at daytime, and if possible, do not go alone. Go with a friend. You can access the OLX platform in 3 ways: by downloading the app on your Android device from the Google Play Store, or on web at www.olx.com.ng, or on mobile at m.olx.com.ng if you are in Nigeria. Remember, you can contact the OLX customer service in Nigeria by calling 0700 call OLX, or send a mail to support-ng@olx.com.
Why do you shave with Big One Razor?
Because it's hygienic.
Thanks to it, I look good every day. It's always convenient.
It gives me a close shave, just the way I like it.
It has everything to please, just like me.
Because it's simply a good razor at a good price.
Big One Razor, so unique, so many reasons to love it.
Love is the greatest of all virtues. The Holy Bible and the Holy Quran tell us so. Love is not boastful. Love is humble, cool under pressure. Love is hope for the next generation. Love is the North, East, West, and South living in unity. Love is progress despite adversity. It makes the impossible possible. Love is a secure nation with prosperity for all. Love is transformation. We need more love. Good luck, Abele Jonathan. Driven by love for God and country. Mr. President, we appreciate you. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
The growing number of Nigerian athletes who have done the country proud in their heydays only to be abandoned in their retirement or when faced with challenges is an issue that needs to be quickly nipped in the bud. Newsline came across this boxer who, having won laurels for his state and the country, is now crying for help. What is this story? Take a listen.
Ayodele Peter is an ex-boxer. He represented Nigeria at the Olympic Games in Moscow in 1980. In 1976, he was offered employment by the Ogun State Sports Council. Ayodele Peter represented Ogun State at several local and international boxing tournaments.
I made the national team way back 1979 during the 4th National Sport Festival, targeted Oluyole 79.
Tragedy, however, struck in 1981 when he wore Ogun State colors at Bendel 81 National Sports Festival in Old Bendel State. At the completion, Ayodele received a headbutt from his opponent and was seriously injured. Having lost his source of livelihood, Ayodele explained that he sought the assistance of the Ogun State Sports Council through several letters to help settle his medical bills without any response.
I have the letter here. They said they can't give me the money except they will deduct it from my salary instrumentally while I sustain the injury boxing for the state.
With his resources expended on his health and no income from anywhere, Frustration set in. He lost his wife and children when they fell ill and could not settle their medical bills. In addition to these problems, Ayodele also lost his home and was forced to relocate to this uncompleted building in Lagos in 1994. Asked about his entitlements from his former employer, the ex-boxer said he has not recovered a dime of his entitlements from the Ogun State Sports Council.
I just want Dr. Ibikunle Amosun to be merciful, effect my restatement, and pay all my pension arrears.
If he's listening now, he should come down. The Ogun State people, the Ogun State Boxing Association, I myself as the chairman, I'm ready to assist him. Maybe meet some people to meet the appropriate authority and appeal on his behalf. Then what is after will be given to you.
However, it is not all tales of woe for Mr. Ayodele, as good fortune came his way following his discovery at the uncompleted building when a beverage company discovered him and who he is. Moved by this plight, the company has rented an apartment for him so that he can pick up the pieces of his life and move on.
I want to get married as well as go and do some diploma course in the university.
And who says the boxer is old?
Ayodele and other retired sportsmen should be considered in the scheme of things. Young Nigerians are in for a great time as a game many wish they knew about and how it is played debuted in Lagos, Nigeria. The game is very popular in some parts of Africa, and the gusto with which it is played, as shown in some TV ads, must have made an impact on Nigerian youths. Jane Ojukwu caught up with a team promoting the game in primary and secondary schools in Lagos and put together this report.
Peter Nestler, a professional rope jumper displaying his creativity as a sportsman. Barely 1 month after the introduction of double dutch game in about 15 primary and secondary schools in Lagos, these young people have already taken to the game. Double dutch requires skill, agility, and strength. It encourages creativity, teamwork, and sportsmanship. It involves at least 3 people with 1 or more jumping and 2 turning the ropes.
Because it is a very fun, very interactive sport, and one of the things that we find is that when students are involved, they can also, it helps work on their teamwork, their leadership skills, their communication skills, and also it's a very, very good healthy activity that they can be involved in to stay healthy and to be able to get in shape and get exercise.
When people work together, it's good to spill into the society, the communities. So it's all about teamwork within our communities, in our schools.
A jumper usually performs tricks that may involve gymnastics or breakdance and may also incorporate fancy foot movement.
We do different skills inside of the ropes. There can be basic skills where they're doing turns, and we can also move up to more advanced skills where we have different people doing push-ups, power tricks, flips, and lots of different things you can do while you're jumping inside of the ropes.
Nigeria becomes the 4th country after South Africa, Kenya, and Tanzania where double dutch game is played in Africa. With the enthusiasm demonstrated by the students, Nigeria will in no short distance start partaking in double dutch competitions and tournaments.
The game is interesting. I'm really okay with the game because it's new in Nigeria.
I would like to go to different countries to see how it's being played there. I would like to represent Nigeria because Nigeria is my country.
The double dutch game started in the 14th century and is now an integral part of the Junior Olympic Games.
That feature reminds me of the song, If They Do the Double Dutch, They Start Dancing. Entertaining that was. And that's our package for you this week. And we know we always appreciate your spending Sunday night with us. Thank you for watching and have a good night rest. God bless Nigeria.
from drugs and illegal substance abuse. Our youths are part of that statistics.
Chai, my child on drugs? Sufiakwa.
Drugs care. I am a teacher. I would know if my kids are on drugs.
Haba, my children will never abuse drugs. So, if all your children are perfect, then whose child is this? This is NDLA Pep Talk. In conjunction with the Office of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, proudly supported by NTA.